Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Leon Simpson here, and today we're going to be taking a look at what's in my current camera bag for street photography during daylight hours. If I'm doing night shots, the majority of the gear is the same. The only additional bits would be like different types of lighting. So obviously, to start things off, we're going to take a look at the bag. At the moment, I'm currently using a Tarion PBL. It's a bag that I picked up a couple of months ago. I was quite fortunate that Tarion sent me out this bag to do some product shots with it, and ever since I've had it, I've not stopped using it. I find it a good bag purely for the amount of different compartments that it's got, and it can hold pretty much everything that I need it to. I've got no issues or no complaints with using this bag since I've had it. It's got a large compartment at the bottom, a large compartment at the top, and a few extra zip pockets. Next up we have my camera, which is a Sony A74. I generally use this camera when I'm doing anything sort of creative, if I'm doing portrait work or any sort of paid work. It is my main camera, it's my go-to. I love this camera. If you've seen any of my past videos, you know that I upgraded from a Sony 5100, and the difference between the two is night and day in terms of function and use. I was quite limited with the A5100 for the way that the screen flipped out, as well as the custom buttons and the overall size and handling of it. I would show you the camera, but I'm currently recording on it, so that's a no-go. Next up, we have the Sony 50mm 1.8. This was actually the first lens I picked up when I started doing photography. It came from like many recommendations off of YouTube and various other people that I was talking to at the time. One thing that I can say about using the 50 is that it is a pretty versatile lens. You can do quite a bit with it. Pretty small, it's pretty light. It doesn't add too much extra weight, and you can just chuck it in the bag with some other lenses. It's not going to make too much of a difference. I also use a Viltrox 85mm, and I've had this lens for about a year now, and this is one of my go-to lenses when it comes to doing any type of portrait work. For the price of this lens, you can pick it up pretty cheap, and for the quality that you get for the price, it's a no-brainer. Anyone that's watching what they're spending, watching the pocket, and wants an 85, I'd highly recommend taking a look at one of these. The other lens I shoot with is a Sigma 14-24. That has to be my current go-to favorite lens. The reason I love using this lens is just the way that it makes the photos come out. It's so sharp. If you see me out on the street, it's more than likely you're going to see this lens on the front of my camera. Whenever I'm doing any type of urban work, this lens just fucking dominates it. The wide angle look is unique. You don't see too much of it about, so it just gives a completely different characteristic to your photos. At the moment, I also use this lens for video work. Obviously, where it's wide, I can capture quite a bit of what's going on, and we'll sometimes switch between that and the 50mm when it comes to video. I roll with 3 different types of filters. One is a mist filter from Tide Optics. The second one I use is also from Tide Optics, which is their Blue Streak lens, and I also use a variable CPL and ND filter from K&F Concept. With the lenses, I've got step-up rings. I didn't want to buy different filters for every single lens I had, so literally all I did was chose my lens that had the biggest filter thread and got step-down rings to match with that, so I only had to get the biggest filter for my biggest lens, and then it worked across the board. The only lens that it doesn't work with is my 14-24, because filters for that need to go behind the lens, or you have to get one of the filters that sit around the front of it. So lastly, we have the GoPro 11 and magnetic chest mount. I mean, you know what it's like these days, content is king. So when I'm out, I like to record some POVs of what I'm getting up to. So I slap the GoPro to the chest. So whether you're shooting Instagram Reels, TikToks, YouTube videos, whatever it is, people like to see what's going on behind the scenes. The magnetic mount is a bit of a game changer. Obviously beforehand, you've probably seen people wearing the chest mount that goes over your arms and around the back. You wear the magnetic mount around the neck, it sits underneath your jacket, your jumper or whatever, and the GoPro just sits on top of that. You could argue that somebody could run across and steal your camera off of you. I've obviously not had that happen because I've still got it, but if you're in that situation, just be ready to run and chase somebody down. No, I'm playing. To be fair, most people are just going about their days, they're not really paying attention to what you're doing. If you are wearing something like that and you are going for the magnetic mount, just be wary of what's going on around you. So I actually forgot to record an outro to this video, but anyway, that was a look at what's inside my camera bag during the summer months. If you want to see what I carry during night shoots, leave a comment below. Hopefully you liked this video. If you did, give it a like. If you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.